Hey guys, Cronus Falls here, and I am excited to announce that tomorrow, for the first time, I will be streaming live on Twitch at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That is 1 p.m. Eastern, and I believe 6 p.m. UK. And it will be at twitch.tv/CronusFalls. We are going to be doing Ancient Shards for viewers. We have a 2x Ancient event tomorrow, and I know several viewers out there have already expressed interest in having their shards pulled on camera. But I want to go ahead and start getting into doing some live streams for you guys. So I figured this would be the perfect opportunity. Get people in there, let them see their shard openings in real time, see if we can get some hype going, get the interaction. It'll be nice to finally be able to interact with you guys in real time instead of just over Discord and the game chat. So I am really looking forward to it. Again, it is twitch.tv/CronusFalls at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Super looking forward to it. So now let's just go ahead and get into the rest of this video, which I'm going to be just basically going over what legendaries I'm going to be looking for tomorrow in the 2x Ancient events, and what everyone out there really is going to be looking for unless they already have them. So let's go ahead and jump in here. So first things first, in the High Elves, Lysandra would be absolutely amazing. She is a beast in the arena as well as in dungeons and faction wars, so I'd love to have her. Also would not be mad about a Shiramani. She is great for High Elves, the faction wars, so would not be bad either. And then in the Sacred Order, take a look. Martyr right here would be absolutely amazing. I do not have a counterattack champion on this account, so it would be great to finally get one and hopefully boost up some of my Nightmare run damage. Get that consistent 1 key. On the same vein, I would love to get a Valkyrie. Same deal. Valkyrie actually I think a little bit better than Martyr. She doesn't bring quite as much utility, but that shield is just insane. It'll keep you going forever in the clan boss. So Valkyrie would be huge for my account. Would love to pull her. Obviously we're not going to be seeing any Void Legos tomorrow, but Altan would be great as well. He's got a big chance for his decreased attack, much more consistent than Jareg, with I believe it's a 75% chance on him. Yeah, so that would be great as well. He also puts out some pretty serious damage and has a great aura, so Altan would be great. In the Lizardmen, Dracomorph, absolutely busted champ. Would love to have him. He, again, great in all dungeon content. You get these 4 poisons for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Tons of damage there. AoE weaken and the big version of decreased defense. Also on a 3-turn cooldown, so just absolutely insane. And his A1 can hit massively hard if you hit the right opponent, because the damage increases by 10% for each debuff on the target and will attack one random enemy with any surplus damage if the target is killed. Damage inflicted is equal to triple the surplus damage. So if you're hitting for like 50k, the enemy only had 3k HP left, you're going to be hitting for like 200,000 on a hit. So just absolutely great. Can't get Chris tomorrow, but would love him. In the Skinwalkers, Longbeard would be absolutely amazing. Ally attack champions are great right now in the meta. You can do the Blender comp in the arena. Would also be pretty good for my speed team for clan boss, so Longbeard would definitely be welcome. I don't think anything in the Orcs, but Prince Kymar, there was just a 10x for him. He would be amazing to pull, as well as his twin Tyrant here, also an amazing champion, does tons of work in clan boss and dungeons. And Duchess Lily too, absolutely amazing in the arena. So Demon Spawn really has a lot going on, and a lot that I'm hoping to get tomorrow. I would say out of these 3, I don't really have any Royal Guards, so I guess Lily 2 would be the one that I'd be looking for most. She is just absolutely busted in the arena with this ability here. Places a 50% increased attack buff and a block debuff buff on all allies for 2 turns. Places a perfect veil buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. So basically you get her coming in there. If you can get her going first, then she will come in and do block debuffs, so that absolutely locks out a Tormin, or really anyone who's coming in to try and do hard CC to you. So Duchess would just be absolutely amazing. She's also got this AoE revive. She's got some shields on her passive, decreases damage taken by all allies from AoE attacks by 25%. So just a lot going on there. And yeah, so Demon Spawn, definitely one that has a lot of potential for tomorrow. Now let's go ahead and move on to the Undead Hordes. Again, a couple here that would be amazing to have. Bad El Khazar, just absolutely insane champion with the A2 here. Removes all debuffs from allies, places 2 15% continuous heal buffs on all allies for 2 turns, places 2 5% poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns. So he puts out damage with his poisons, he heals, he cleanses, he makes your team do more damage. All allies inflict 20% more damage against targets under poison debuffs. So he is just an absolutely insane champ. Stu Gaming actually put out a video with him a couple days ago where he was farming Dragon with just Bad El Khazar and some food, and he was doing 2-minute runs, so just an absolute crazy champ. Also though, Nethril here would be amazing for me. He comes through with his stuns, his decreased speed, his decreased turn meter. He's just a Fire Knight machine. He does really well in Spider too. 3-hit A1 with poisons. So if his AI was better, he'd actually be really good for the clan boss as well, but alas, it is not. But still an amazing champ. And then as far as champions that I already have, obviously there's 2 more great ones here in the Undead Hordes that aren't void, and that's going to be Rotos. So anyone out there who didn't manage to get him in the fusions, definitely going to be looking for him tomorrow. He is the king of the arena, comes in here on his A1, has a 75% chance of placing decreased defense for 2 turns, 30% chance of granting an extra turn. You pair that with Relentless and he takes tons of extra turns. On his A2 here, decreases target's max HP by 20%, then adds that HP to this champion's own max HP, yada yada yada. And on the A3, what he really is known for, attacks one enemy, ignores 75% target's defense, ignores unkillable and block damage, and grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy, plus enemies killed by the skill cannot be revived. It is just a ton of utility there, absolutely wrecks people in the arena. So Rotos, one of the most busted champions in the game, and yeah, I mean, if you don't have him, definitely be looking for him tomorrow, as well as Mashaled here. After his buff, he is amazing, places a 30% increased speed and 30% increased crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns, then places a True Fear and a Leech debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. So basically, he can just give your team 100% uptime on increased speed. He can get heal reduction and continue on the enemy and continuous heals on himself. He also removes buffs. On his A1 here, it can hit for an AoE as long as he's used his A2 first. So just tons of utility there. And let's go ahead and move on now to the Dark Elves. So Dark Elves are going to have a few that I'll be looking for as well. So first and foremost, I would say Lanicus the Chosen, absolutely amazing in both the Arena and Speed clan boss teams right now because of her A2. Teams up with 3 random allies to attack a single enemy. The allies joining the attack will use their default skills, fills the turn meter of all allies by 30%, increases the duration of all ally buffs for 1 turn. So in the clan boss, she helps you get more attacks in, she's filling the turn meter. She also gives buffs on her A3 here, 30% increased crit rate and 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. Has a 25% chance of granting an extra turn. And then with books, I believe that comes up to a 50% chance. Yeah, that's on a 4-turn cooldown. So she can do extra turns, she can help your allies attack, she boosts turn meter. She also places a 15% continuous heal buff on herself for 1 turn if her attack is critical on her A1. That's not the most useful utility ever, so that's not what you're really using her for. But she is great for the Blender comp in Arena and for Clan Boss. Well, let's take a look now at Foley. So Foley, after his buff like Mashaled, is doing a lot of work nowadays with his A3 here. Attacks all enemies, decreases their turn meter by 15%. Then attacks the targeted enemy. Enemies killed by the skill cannot be revived, so he is an absolute Rotos killer. You come in, you do your first hit, and take Rotos down to half HP, and then the second hit comes through and kills him, blocks his revive, absolutely amazing. Also kind of a Torment counter, but not fully. His passive heals the champion by 20% of their max HP and boosts the turn meter by 50% whenever an enemy places a stun, freeze, sleep, or provoke on this champion. Immediately removes all stun, freeze, sleep, and provoke debuffs from this champion. So what would be cool here is if this actually happened first and then this happened, as it says. But in reality, it removes the freeze, then boosts his turn meter, so it has the potential to freeze him again, which is a little bit unfortunate. But he still is an amazing champion for the arena. He can also do some work in Clan Boss because, first of all, he can't be stunned, as you can see. He also places decreased defense on his A1. Each hit, it's a 4-hit A1, so it does a lot of Giant Slayer damage. Also has a 25% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns on each hit. So a lot of utility there. He can also place a Leech. He attacks 4 times at random, which on Clan Boss will just be on the boss. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, has a 45% chance on each hit of placing the Leech debuff for 2 turns, so pretty consistent there. So just a lot of utility in him. And to continue in the Dark Elves, Zavia, absolutely amazing again. She can help you speedrun dungeons. She puts up AoE poisons, attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 75% chance when booked of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Then she comes in here with her A3, attacks all enemies. Enemies killed by the skill cannot be revived. Deals damage from all poison debuffs on the target instantly. Poison debuffs will only deal half the standard damage when the skill hits bosses. So basically you come in, you put a bunch of poisons on the waves, and then you absolutely nuke them down. So Zavia is amazing for speed runs. Finally in the Dark Elves, I'll be looking for Vizier. So Vizier, an absolutely amazing clan boss champion. You're not really going to see him anywhere else in the game, but if he comes in here for you, he's going to do a lot of work with this A1 here. Attacks 1 enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 35% chance, or when booked, a 50% chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. So he just gets your debuff stacking super high so that they'll never wear off. You get your full damage out of poison. You always have decreased attack, decreased defense going. Weaken if you have it. So this guy just does a ton of work in Clan Boss. He's also got decent base defense of 1013 for an attack champion. So he's not that hard to build up tanky. So just an amazing champion. He can also fill the decreased attack role right here. Unfortunately, it does come with a bunch of other debuffs, and it looks like decreased attack is the 3rd one that comes up. So you will be wasting some debuff slots if you come in here and use him for this. But if you don't have decreased attack, but you do have him, it is a way to go. So that's going to be it for the Dark Elves. Now let's move on to the final one that I'll be looking for, which is Trunda Guilt Mallet. So Trunda Guilt Mallet is an absolute boss in the arena. She comes in here with, is it this one? No. There we go. On her A3 here, attacks all enemies, has a 70% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn, places a HP burn debuff for 2 turns on enemies under stun debuffs, places an extra hit on enemies not under stun debuffs. So basically, there's 2 ways to play her here. You either build her accuracy really high, you come in, you have a 70% chance to stun your enemies and get that HP burn off, or you build absolutely no accuracy at all, build her damage super high, just come in here and absolutely slam with this ability because you won't be placing the stuns and you'll get those extra hits off. So either way you play her, she brings a lot of impact to a team. What does her passive do here? Resistance increases by 10 for each stun. That doesn't really matter. So basically it's just the A3 she's coming in for. She can also stun on her A1, 50% chance after the 2nd hit. Books up to a 60% chance actually, so pretty decent chance to stun. And on her A2, attacks 1 enemy, then all other enemies with a 2nd hit, dealing 60% of the damage inflicted from the 1st hit. So you could even potentially kill a Rotos with this move right here. Just come in, if she hits hard enough, get 1 hit to knock him down to 20% or 50%, and then the 2nd hit to hopefully finish him off. So just a lot of utility there out of Trunda. So those are the legendaries I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. I hope I can help you guys pull some. So remember, twitch.tv/CronusFalls at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I hope to see you there, and thanks for watching.